Morning. It's Tuesday, May 27th. And you know, when I was a kid growing up, holidays had different names, and there were holidays that always fell on the same day. They did not move things around so that we could have a 3-day weekend or something like that. And I'm bringing that up because, as I recall correctly, Memorial Day used to be called Decoration Day. And so I'm sure that if I think about all the other holidays, many of them had name changes. And I can appreciate the fact that it's okay to change the name of a holiday, but we should understand the history of the holiday a little bit. So when the American Civil War came to an end in 1865, there were communities across the United States that honored fallen soldiers through local ceremonials at burial sites. And on May 30th, 1868, the first national ceremony of this kind took place on a day that would become known as Memorial Day. So at that particular time, it was called Decoration Day. And a few weeks before that particular ceremony, John Logan, the head of the Grand Army of the Republic, a Union veterans organization, because remember there was the Unions and the Southerners were fighting, right? Issued a proclamation urging Americans to decorate Civil War soldiers' graves with springtime choicest blooms. Logan stated that on May 30th, commemoration would be designated for the purpose of strewing flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of the comrades who died in defense of their country. About 5,000 people gathered at Arlington National Cemetery for the first official Decoration Day observation. Now, along with flowers, each grave was adorned with a small American flag. By the end of the 19th century, Decoration Day ceremonies were taking place on May 30th throughout the country. The name had started to evolve by this time, too. People began using the term Memorial Day instead of Decoration Day. That moniker, however, didn't become common until after World War II, and Congress didn't make the name change official until 1967. A year later, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, declaring that certain federal holidays would be observed on Monday, and that included Memorial Day, which was to be commemorated annually on the last Monday in May. Today, the holiday honors all Americans who have died in military service. And so I believe that we should take this day seriously. And it's okay to take a trip on Memorial Day. And it's okay to take an unforgettable trip on Memorial Day. And I say that because Memorial Day is a day to honor the lives of those who have given up their lives in the protection of this great country. And I use the term great now because it is a great country, even though I believe that our greatness has become tarnished in several ways. But I don't want to talk about the situation all over this country right now. Let us remember those who went to battle to keep our country safe. I remember being a child during World War II, and my uncles were serving in the armed forces. And some of them went overseas and returned, luckily. And but many that didn't return in those days. So that was a war of my child, and that was a war that made us perhaps the leading nation in the world. But war is not what I believe in. And I think Memorial Day and the celebration of those who gave their lives for this country is an important day. And we in this country probably have forgotten a lot of that. I didn't see any big celebrations about it in my particular area of the country today. And so I don't know how seriously we're taking the history of this day. This day is a commemoration of our freedom, of our way of life, and we should remember that. And so whether you believe it's Decoration Day or Memorial Day, it's a day of honor. It's a day to step back and think about how far this country has come over the years, and a day to enjoy the lives of your family and your friends. So I leave you with that. Memorial Day, a great holiday. Have a great day. Bye.